In this video, I'm going to show you how to get your man to step up and fight for your marriage so that you don't have to feel like you're the only one fighting. I'm Sophie Orozco. I'm a relationship turnaround expert. I single-handedly turned around my marriage when everybody said it was hopeless. And my husband checked out and didn't want to fight for my marriage until I followed this framework. So I'm going to show you exactly what I did and what I've helped hundreds of other people do to get their husband to step in, lean in, and fight for your marriage again. All right, so let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to say is that men are drawn to women that they feel appreciated by. And so if you're in a marriage breakdown at the moment, if you're really struggling, if maybe your spouse has pulled away and they say, I don't love you anymore, I'm not feeling it, or I don't want to go to therapy, or I don't really want to do anything to fight for our marriage. It's really, really easy and very tempting, I know, because I tried it, to complain to your spouse, to say, yeah, but you should, and why isn't our marriage important to you? And, you know, you're not a good person if you don't fight for our marriage. And to start to complain to them and criticize them, hoping that they see that you're unhappy and that they're going to step up and that they're going to do something to fight for your marriage. But the thing is that your spouse is not going to want to lean in if they feel criticized by you, right? If you're complaining, because if you're complaining, they're naturally going to retreat and draw away from you. They're not going to want to fight for their marriage if they don't feel appreciated or loved by you in the marriage. It's just human nature, right? And so you want to step out of that constant complaining and actually start stepping into appreciation of them. What are they currently doing in the marriage? Even if it's really small and it's a micro thing, what are they doing that you can start to appreciate? Can you actually give praise to them? If they start to feel good around you, they're much more likely to want to lean back in and to want to fight for the marriage. The second thing that I see a lot of people doing wrong that really stops their spouse from wanting to fight for their marriage is all of these really heavy relationship talks. Even if you're right on the brink of divorce, which I was definitely right there too, it's very tempting to want to have all of these heavy talks about our relationships. How are you feeling now, right? What do you think we should do? It's tempting to turn every late night talk into a relationship talk. Unfortunately, these heavy talks about the state of your relationship, especially when you're in a bad place, are not going to do anything for helping your spouse to lean back into the relationship. They're not going to want to be part of it because the heavy relationship talks are draining. They spike cortisol in the body. They basically put your spouse and you into a state of survival. That fight or flight kicks in, or even fawn freeze mode, and they're just going to shut down. And that's really not what you want right now. You don't want your spouse to shut any further down or to run any further away, right? They might also get into that fight response where they're just fighting with you, or they're complaining, or they're saying, I don't know if I even want this, right? That doesn't mean that they don't want the marriage. It's just that they're not feeling good in these heavy, constant relationship talks. So stop doing them. They don't work. They have never worked. They don't help my clients at all. So stop the heavy relationship talks. They're not going to get you anywhere. And the third thing that is really difficult for my clients to understand, but it is the magic pill, it is the secret sauce, is go make yourself attractive. If you're crying and whining and complaining to your husband all the time about how unhappy you are in the marriage, the last thing that he's going to want to do is to make any sort of effort to fight for you, right? The more attractive that you can be, the happier that you can be, the more full of joy and full of life that you can be, the more likely he is to want to fight for you, right? So think about, who were you before this whole marriage thing happened? Who were you before you got into this stressful situation in your life and your marriage? And go find her again. Go be her again. Be the person that you would want to fight for, right? And this is a huge thing that I help my clients do. And this is really one of the biggest things that's going to get your spouse to lean back in and to fight for you again. If they see you as attractive, if they see you as happy, if they see you as full of life. So again, if you feel like your spouse is not stepping up, or maybe they're just not being masculine enough, you might be, unfortunately, unknowingly creating this dynamic. So go ahead, watch the next video. In that video, I'm going to show you how to get your man to step into his masculine energy so he can be the leader of the relationship, so you can relax, you can lean back into your feminine energy. I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video. And it's not what you think. It's not the way that you think. And I'll see you there.